Earl Millard. I believe you're the last individual. Earl Millard.
My name's Earl Millard, and my wife told me not to let you know where I live. I'm just kidding you. I'm 422 Carroll Court, Bluntville, Tennessee. And, you know, I've heard a lot of things tonight, and I sit back there and I rattle my poor old small brain and try to come up with some things. And the one obvious thing that I need to come up with are these kids. Period. That's it. In a nutshell. And what I see the board trying to do, you're putting money in front of them and what they mean. And that's sad. And we need to look at, I mean, I know we were told a few years ago that our school at Bluntville Middle School would not close until the new high school doors open. And then we got new news a few weeks ago that that might not necessarily be the results. And we've heard about the money issues, and I go back to the idea of that, and I got somebody's already spoken. There are odds between the commissioners and the Board of Education. You don't have to love each other, but daggone it, you got to get along and talk. You know, my wife and I don't get along. She makes me talk to. No, she doesn't. But you've got to. This stuff has to be ironed out, because I'm telling you, and you know this as well as I do, if it's not this year where there's more money needed, it's going to happen next year, it's going to happen the year after that, it's just going to be that way. And Mr. Hughes, you made the big word called the unknown. It happens every year, the unknown. And where's the money going to be coming from? That's the whole thing. And yet, when we're trying to find this money, who's going to suffer? Our students. I care about our staff. I care about the IA staff. I care about Sullivan Gardens, because it doesn't matter, disruption is coming if we close these schools. And anybody that's taught in middle school knows that the changes that these kids have physically, mentally, it's the middle school, the crazy years. And here we are again, and Mr. Gilmore knows, here we are again, going to cause a major disruption for these kids in their education. And that's what we're about. Everybody. Whether you're on the board, whether you're in a school as a teacher, administrator, or the parents. That's what this stuff's all about. And if they weren't for it, they wouldn't be here tonight. And that's the key. And we need to make a change in this. I know, and you all know, there can be some money, and you do it all the time, moved around to take care of this problem instead of moving these kids right now. Amen. In 2 years, Ms. Carr brought it up. 2 years, hey, it's going to happen. That's okay. We can get there, you know. Kind of wish we weren't doing 2 schools at the same time. Maybe we bit off a little bit too much at one time. I don't know. Seems like it. But the disruption for this education, 2 more years is all we'd have to have. And then the new high school, if it's there, who knows? It'll take place. And then I'm through.
Thank you.
One more thing, okay? One more thing. Here's my point, and this is going to be the best point of the night. You, ladies and gentlemen, were here, and your child's education was going to be changed and disrupted. I promise you, you would be back here. Would you not?
Let me repeat a couple things we said earlier. First of all, thank you so much for coming. Always welcome. I love the speakers. But here's I want to give you a little idea of a possible timetable. I don't want you to think that there's like some kind of action that's going to take place in February. Right now, we don't have it planned for the agenda. It may be April. We're already looking at next year's budget now. We're waiting for numbers to come in. We put this out early so we could hear. And so we could do this. We got plenty of time. No decisions have been made. It's all yet to be decided. So please don't think that the decisions have been made, because they have not. You will know when it's put on the agenda. If we put the agenda out, what is it, 5 days ahead of time? Before it's put on the agenda, it'll be announced 5 days ahead of time. But it's not imminent and it's not scheduled. But we are going to continue to look at the budget and discuss it. I want to particularly thank the students who speak. I know how much courage that takes, and we really love to have the students speak. But thank you for coming, and tell Emma she can come, and she can come if she feels better next month. Would love to have her. Thanks everyone for their patience. And if we have nothing else,
was there any? You said you were going to ask if anybody else.
Well, I thought I did, but did I miss anyone?
No, but I do want to say something.
Go right ahead.
When you get ready to do the next meeting,
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
how about checking the schedules of all the schools for their sports and
Ma'am,
see who's playing and who's not, so that everybody can show up? Because I know Buttville has games tonight. Some of the others might have games tonight. You've got a lot of people still missing.
We understand that, and that's the reason we allowed so much time last month. Innovation Academy had something, so we have a meeting every month.
Band concerts.
Pardon?
Last month.
Yeah, they had. A lot of those parents couldn't be here last month, and some are here tonight. We do realize that, and that's the reason we
check the schedules and see when everything else is.
There's always
the
going
next meeting, instead of keeping it on a certain day, work around it so all your parents can show up and not just.
There's always going to be some group that has a conflict with us, but we've got several months that people have a opportunity to come. Go ahead.
One last thing, and I know this is it's kind of like a sardine in here. We're crowded, and I know we've got people out there. And Dr. Olinger, are you still here? Okay, so don't shoot me tomorrow when I come to school. We'll let you all come and meet in our school, in our gym, and we'll have more room.
We may consider that.
Yeah, we'll be glad, and you can move it to whatever.
That may be considered.
Okay, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.